It's a little bit late in the evening. I just finished a cup of hot tea and I'm going to be tackling a small organizational project. My plan is to slowly go through my kitchen and other areas of my house and use items that I've thrifted or I've already had to kind of improve spaces that need organizing in my house. So just like small upgrades or big upgrades depending on what I can do, and I'm gonna take you along with me. So the first thing is I found this at a thrift store. It was $4. And it's expandable. To even do it with one hand. So it expands on that side and expands on that side. So it's actually pretty big. And it's just bamboo. If I had a choice and I wasn't just getting the best thing I could find at a thrift store at any given time, I would choose maybe like an acacia wood color or like a medium wood to dark wood color and not this light bamboo. But it's still an upgrade from what I have. One, because it's pretty like good quality, especially for only $4. I know that these can be like $20 or more. So I'm going to show you the drawer that I plan on using this in, and hopefully it fits. Okay. So this is the drawer. I just keep silverware and like serving spoons, coffee scoop, chopsticks, some knives that don't go in my knife block, and some accessories that go to other things. Like that goes to my Tea Forte teacup, and then some like plastic spoons, children's silverware, straws, stuff like that. So I'm hoping that it fits. I'm really hoping that it fits in this drawer. It might be a little bit too short. I don't know. This is a nice silverware thing, but I thought it would be nice to get away from the plastic. So we'll see how it turns out. I think what I'm gonna do is first take out this whole tray at once, and then before I empty all the silverware out of it, I think I'm just going to put this and see how much it expands. That way I don't make a big mess just in case it doesn't fit. So I know that I probably rag on using plastic a lot, but I actually don't mind it for organizing so much because it's not touching like food or stuff like that, and it can be really helpful to organize with. I don't want to always put something in a wooden basket or stuff like that. Funny story about this knife. My husband started calling it Betty's machete because although it's a kitchen knife, it's slightly machete shaped and it's got a nice groove in the handle, but it was my grandmother's and my grandmother's name was Betty, so he calls it Betty's machete. Y'all can comment down below and let me know if you like the black drawer dividers or the bamboo ones. I got really excited whenever I saw the bamboo ones at the thrift store, and I like them because my kitchen is very white and bright, and I think it goes well with it. Lay those right here. This spot right here was empty. I don't know if you can see that. It's not always empty. That's where I actually keep my butter knives, but we've been going through butter knives like crazy. So that's why that's empty. All my butter knives are clean in the dishwasher. Okay, so let's see if this thing fits. I was hoping that it would be long enough to extend down here, but it actually is. It actually can expand a little bit this way, and I can just put it to one side. That way maybe my knives or something can go in this side, or I could have it even if I want it separated. I'm not really sure what I want yet. Actually, now that I think about it, it might supposed to be going this way so that whatever you put here doesn't get in the way of you grabbing your silverware that you grab most most often, so we'll see. And I actually left the price tag on it. Oops. Go ahead and take that off. Okay, that came off pretty clean. Leave that stuck there. Okay. So, I think I am gonna move this to one side. Probably this side might be the one that I leave extended, just because I'm used to having my knives and stuff on that side. I think I'm gonna start seeing if, okay, so my chopsticks won't fit over there. These chopsticks, I think I'm gonna put down here. See if that works. I'll move back down. And, you know, not everything is gonna work perfect. I don't know if everything will fit in this. I might actually just have to go back to this if it doesn't work. So just keep that in mind. All right, I'm gonna see if the straws will fit. I'm not sure if I have much that will fit in that area. I might be able to move the knives down here if my straws and stuff fit here. I have 2 sets of chopsticks. Does that fit? Oh, the coffee, this thing, it's great for mixing up protein powder, and it's great for coffee, and it's a, I can't think of what it's called, a frother. So the frother fits perfectly back there. It might have its own little spot if I leave it there. Okay. Then I have extra measuring spoons. I might not keep my measuring spoons in there just because I use them so much. I like having a ton of sets. Let's see, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I use 1, 2. Ooh, something I did not account for is this has 4 silverware slots that are even and not 5. And this one has 5. And I keep my small spoons separate from my slightly larger spoons. Might be able to scoot this over since it'll be mostly flat things. And I might be able to fit something else there. So let me see if I can do that. And I'm wondering if I should put that back in there. I don't think so. Do my knives fit there? That is the age-old question. Okay, my knives fit this way, but they are going, but this one won't fit straight up and down. So I don't like that. Like, I wish it would fit this way and not at an angle. This is empty though, so that's good. Peel back a little bit. But this is empty now, so I'm happy about that. I just need to figure out how to fit all this stuff in there. And it looks like we have plenty of space to work with. It looks like I have plenty of space to work with down here. I've just got to figure out how to Tetris it in there. So I have a feeling that my knives will fit better where I put the straws. As I'm trying to go for the look of less plastic, I hate to have to put this down here, especially because it's not long enough to take up the whole space. I wish I had a basket that exact size, but unfortunately I don't think that's gonna happen. So the knives definitely fit in this, which I like because, yeah, that's great. It gives them very little space to scoot around. Before, I had them like propped up right here and they would slide this way because they weren't encased at the bottom. All right, now where do I want to try to put all these? Here's some serving spoons too. These are larger, so I might try to put them this way. Yeah, I think that'll work. And then I have 3 larger serving spoons that hopefully will fit in there. And then, okay, so now I know that these are plastic, but I absolutely love these. They're the Pampered Chef, and I just got them at a thrift store. But I absolutely love how it's all the measurements in one tablespoon and teaspoon. Because this is a can opener and it's a little on the sharp side and it's so tiny, I'm going to put it in with my knives. And I don't use it that often anyway. In fact, I've kind of forgotten how to use it. So now I'm wondering where to put the rest of these. I could just lay them down here in this whole open space, and honestly it might make things easier to get to, but I'm not sure if that's really what I want to do. The vegetable peeler can go with the knives since it's sharp, that way I don't have to worry about digging around with this. Although the vegetable peeler does have a cover on it, but still the covers can get knocked off really easily. So these are really cool silverware sets. The Dollar Tree used to sell them, and they came with a fork and knife, and they are dishwasher safe. And they actually like click together, or they did. Let's see which way they do. Yeah, they click together. And I have these because I always like keeping like children's and infant like stuff at my house. I don't have everything. Like I don't have baby bottles and all that kind of stuff. But hopefully if somebody was bringing their baby, they would have that stuff. But whenever you come to somebody's house to eat or whatever for the holidays, or you know, just things happen and you end up eating with you end up being a guest at somebody's house to eat dinner or whatever. So I like keeping stuff like this on hand. It's very cheap, and once you have it, you basically have it forever. Like I can't ever see these breaking, and I have 2 sets because we've had friends with more than 1 kid that's come over. So I like keeping plastic dishes. Like I have plastic plates, plastic cups. I don't have any sippy cups just because we don't have a space for them. But if we did have space for them, you bet that's what I would have. I would have at least 1 sippy cup in the house, just in case we had friends with children, small children that came over to eat with us. And those were like my toddler kind of spoons. These were my baby spoons. I showed y'all these in a Christmas thrift haul it was, I believe. And I absolutely love them. And you know, silverware rarely gets used enough to the point where it is like unusable anymore, if that makes sense. So I'll probably have these forever unless I happen to lose one of them. I'm actually going to pause things right now, and then I'm going to do kind of a quick search around my house to see if I can find anything to fit this section in the drawer, because I have so many little things I don't want them to get lost, and this is too small to fit in that space. I feel like it would bounce around, and I want something to kind of butt up against this. That way this doesn't slide, although I think it's weighed down enough with silverware. It's not really trying to slide, and I do have this shelf liner in here. So I'm gonna do a quick search around my house, see if I can find anything, and if not, I think I'm just gonna try to neatly lay things in there until I can find something for that space, and I will be sure to take measurements. That way I find the perfect container for it. So here's the deal. I have scoured my house for a piece that would fit in here. I found something that would take up this space almost exactly, but it's the three section divided acrylic tray from Dollar Tree. I don't know if they still sell them, but that's what they used to sell. That fits perfectly in here. The only thing is these items are long. They're not itty bitty, so they won't fit in that space, but I can use that as a guide if I want to make my own like cardboard or paperboard box. I just don't have any boxes to do that with right now, so I think I'm gonna lay out all these little pieces in here because I don't think they're gonna be sliding under there, and then probably measure the space and then just be on the lookout for a basket or something like that to go in here. If I can find one affordably enough, I will buy it new. Like if it's like $5 or under. If not, I will just keep a lookout for something thrifted, or I will make a cardboard one and maybe cover it in a pretty paper like shelf liner or something like that. This may look cluttered to you, but I think it still looks even better. I feel like there's still a big visual improvement from using this and this. However, the measuring spoons, these aren't even the ones that I use regularly. Like this is a full set. I think this is almost a full set I got from my granddad, which I love these. This one's great to take like liquid medicine in because it has a long handle. And I don't typically take liquid medicine because I don't get cough syrup often. But for a while I was taking Mary Ruth's liquid vitamin, and I would take it in that tablespoon measure. Okay, and then these are the Pampered Chef ones. So I think I am just gonna lay all these out. Maybe not though. I think I might want to find a storage solution for my measuring spoons. I keep the shorter handled ones like this upside down in a diamond cut mason jar. But I actually want something a little bit prettier than that. I think I want something that's not clear, because in my mind, like I know there's just teaspoons in there and I can't read them without taking them out anyway. So I don't like having to look through the clear jar at the clutter in the jar, if that makes sense. I don't know. It looks a little bit cluttered to me. Okay. This goes to a straw dispenser, and I don't want to lose this. And then this is at the top to a teacup I have. So I think I'm going to scoot these over and leave them here for now. Right, and then I'm going to set these metal teaspoons aside until I find something to do with those. Put these straws up, and then nutcracker. All right. So here's the finished result until I can find something to fill this space like we talked about. I really like this. I feel like there's a lot more space in these compartments. I feel like they're longer. They're slightly wider, so I can have 2 stacks of forks side by side, and whenever you close and open it, they hopefully won't sling around so much. I'm going to put the butter knives in with these spreaders, and the serving spoons, my smaller ones and the silver ones are going there, and then the larger serving spoons are going to go here. I have 3 more to fit there, and I think we can do it because there's a little bit of space and they can be kind of staggered. I don't use those terribly often. And then small spoons, and where did I put my big spoon? Oh no, these must be my big spoons. Yeah, those are my big spoons along with my small serving spoons. So I don't know if y'all are this way. But I prefer to eat with smaller spoons. Unless I'm just completely out of the smaller spoons, then I'll use the slightly bigger ones, because my mouth is actually kind of small, and I have big teeth and a small mouth. So if I use a larger spoon, it'll kind of like drag the insides of my cheek and irritate it. So that's why I like that. I've got Betty and Mrs. Machete down there. Got the knife, the vegetable peeler, the coffee stuff down there. I actually like that it's back there. I don't use it too often, but it's handy, like, because it's its own spot, and I won't ruffle anything and push anything out of the drawer towards the back if that's the only thing back there. I'm gonna look for a cute vessel to put my measuring spoons in, because I have other measuring spoons, and I'll show y'all that too. This is what I came up with. Paying no mind to the milk jug in the sink. It's rinsed and draining because I recycle those. But this is what I came up with. It's a little dish from my mom's china cabinet that she didn't want anymore. And I told y'all I have a lot of measuring spoons. And these ones are adorable because I got them from TJ Maxx. They say a pinch, a dash, a smidge, and a tad, and I want to keep those on a key ring because I don't really use those, and I just think they're funny and I love them, but I don't really use them, so I want to keep them on the key ring together. That way when I'm actually baking and fishing for them, I know not to pick those up. The only trouble I have is I really want to be able to keep the lid with this. And so this might not be permanent. I might find a better solution. Like if I go thrifting and I find something similar to this, or a little crock or something that doesn't have a lid, that way I don't have to worry about losing the lid. I might trade it out. But for now, I think that looks really sweet. And it'll look a whole lot better on my baker's rack, I think, than this. Actually, I thought I was using a diamond cut one, but I wasn't. So I kept the ring on so that it makes this a little bit more narrow, and I think it looked better. But anyway, I think that turned out really well. So in this jar, I had pineapple juice. I believe it was Knudsen brand pineapple juice, and I just thought it was so pretty. I think it's actually called like a quilted design in a jar, but I always call it like a diamond cut. And I'm just putting some orange essential oil because I was out of lemon, and you can use any citrus essential oil to rub sticky residue off. So it had a label, and there was just one line, kind of like a blotchy line of sticky residue left, and I'm just rubbing it in here. Don't mind the band-aid on my finger. I'm having some warts on my finger treated. So I have to always keep a Band-Aid on it. I know that's disgusting, but that's life for you. So I'm just rubbing it off, and it only took 2 tries to get all of this off, and you'll see me smell the inside of the jar later. I washed the jar, but sometimes even after you let it dry and seal it, sometimes it still has a smell, and I didn't want to put stuff in this if it was gonna have a strong smell. But I am just using this to store my popcorn kernels. I don't really like to leave things in the bag in the pantry if I can help it. So I am really into decanting my foods. But of course I didn't want to buy a whole new jar or anything just to put popcorn kernels in. So I decided to use this jar, and I think it turned out really pretty. So I'm happy with the way that turned out. The flowers in the back are Peruvian lilies, and my husband actually got me those for Valentine's Day. I have never heard of them before, but apparently they come kind of like not bloomed, and then it takes a week to fully bloom. So they lasted a good bit after Valentine's Day. I am interested in getting one of those embossing labelers. Let me know if y'all have one and you like it, if you have one, because I think it would be really cute to put an embossed label on this, although you can obviously tell it's popcorn in there. So we're down here with my medical cabinet is what I call it. It's just like a rolling cart. These things can be pretty expensive, but I actually found this one at Goodwill for $7 a few years ago, and it makes all the difference. If you haven't seen it in my previous videos, I've talked about how I have type 1 diabetes. It's an autoimmune disease, and there's a lot of stuff that I need to take care of myself. In fact, this isn't even all of it. The bottom drawer is just like regular first aid stuff that we both need, and then the rest of it is like test strips and needles, syringes, low blood sugar treatments, not juices or anything like that, but emergency low blood sugar treatments, alcohol pads, sensors, like the whole 9 yards. And it's, let me show you, it's that tall. So I have a basket up there that holds like supplements and stuff too. So I'm gonna try to go through everything in this today. I don't know if I'll get to everything. I'm just gonna try to declutter it for now, and then I'll see if I need to find any like drawer dividers or stuff like that to make it easier. So I know that not everybody is gonna have a medical cabinet or storage system this large to declutter and stuff, but I hope that it'll give you inspiration anyway, because you know, some families keep a lot of first aid supplies on hand. If you have a large family, you probably do have a lot of medical stuff. If you have a lot of children's medicines, you might have different medical needs, and this might inspire you on how to organize your medical equipment. So this is something that you can kind of take, and even though most of you don't have type 1 diabetes, you can use it maybe as inspiration, hopefully. So you'll see here, I was just testing out this bin that I had already bought from Dollar Tree. So I didn't buy it to organize this. I was actually keeping my sewing patterns in it, but it's just a bit too narrow for the sewing patterns. So I decided I could use it in a better way. I actually had 2 of these, and I decided to put my insulin syringes, which you'll see there, and right next to it I'm going to put my insulin pen needles. And so I'll show you when I'm all done what I have put in each drawer. So if you're liking this video so far and any of my content, inspires you or you enjoy watching, then please go ahead and give this video a like and subscribe if you'd like to. I'd love to have y'all around. I really feel like we're friends. We've had some great conversations, and I love answering questions in the comments. So, yeah, I just hope y'all have a great day, and I had so much fun doing this with y'all. So I have space behind these pods to go ahead and put in like my old pump and stuff. And you might be wondering like why I would even keep that. Technology fails us like all the time, and sometimes you may need an extra pump or, you know, other stuff like that. So it's one of those things that's like, I try not to be a hoarder, so to speak, with this kind of stuff, but at the same time, if I were caught in a situation where I needed it and didn't have it, I really would be SOL. So I really do try my best to keep an open mind and just keep it as clutter-free as possible, as organized as possible, easily accessible. I'm not trying to keep things that I know I don't need, but at the same time, I do want to stay prepared for the times where I would need something like that. And I even have been in situations where I've needed multiple meters, so that's just something to keep in mind. So this is the junky box on top that has more COVID tests, Band-Aids because I've been using them recently, and just a whole bunch of other crap. I mean, we use it, but we have too much. So, so anyway, I need to go through that. Alright, so we've organized all the drawers now. This is one of the meters that is more trusted, that I use more. And then I keep a meter in my purse all the time. I've got the alcohol wipes, the accessories, emergency load treatments, stuff like that. Got pen needles, syringes, these bandages that I actually cut open the center to use as patches for my sensor because I'm cheap. And I got all the sensor stuff in here. So it's looking a whole lot. Oh, I almost missed one. I got pods and like spare meter cases and stuff like that. They're not all meters, most of them are cases. My Frio pouch keeps my insulin cold, stuff like that. So, and then at the bottom, I've got, this is the ultimate emergency load treatment, but it's just the box. I need to keep it for information. And then test strips, and then a whole bunch of alcohol swabs. And don't mind the dust on my floor. Our house gets really dusty, and I'll take